Okay. So yesterday we were in the previous lecture we discussed about the fourth chapter. Under interprocess synchronization we covered background, then we discussed about critical section problem, then we discussed the solutions, right? And under the solutions we discussed the Peterson's algorithm, that is a two process solution, also called as a software solutions. And then we discussed about synchronization hardware. So under synchronization hardware we discussed about two instructions, that is test and set and swap instruction. With the help of these two instructions we provided two more solutions. And then in the last lecture, throughout the lecture, we discussed about semaphores. So semaphore, again, it is defined as a synchronization tool with the help of which we are able to provide the synchronization between two processes so that they are able to share the common resources. Okay. So now we'll proceed further to the last 2 points, that is monitors and classical problems of synchronization. So first of all, we'll talk about monitors and then we'll proceed further to the classical problems of synchronization. So let me open monitors. So monitor, like semaphore, monitor is also synchronization tool. It is also the synchronization tool. I hope my screen is visible. Yes. Yes, students, is it visible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So monitors, like semaphore, monitor is one of the synchronization tool. So we'll discuss about the concept of monitor. So the concept of monitor is like the concept of class. So in C++, here discuss the concept of class. So in class, here define the class. So class is set of variables and the procedures, right? So we are declaring some of the variables and we are performing some operations on these variables. So we are calling it as a variables and the methods, right? So in the same fashion, we are declaring the monitor. So it is also software concept, which is treated as a synchronization tool. So the monitor is one of the way to achieve process synchronization. The monitor is supported by programming languages to achieve mutual exclusion between processes. For example, Java synchronized methods. Java provides wait and notify constructs. So through Java also we are able to implement monitors. Through C++ also we are able to implement monitors because both are the object oriented languages. So we are able to define the variables and we are able to perform some operations with the help of methods. So it is the collection of condition variables and procedures combined together in a special kind of module or a package. So it is stated as a one of the module, and in that module what we are doing, we are declaring the condition variables as well as condition variables, and based upon that condition we are declaring the procedures, that is the operations or methods on that variables. The processes running outside the monitor can't access the internal variables of the monitor but can call procedures of the monitor. So if you are taking the processes or procedures which are outside the monitor, that is like outside the class, so if we want to refer the method of the class, so we can call the procedure but we cannot access the variables. Only one process at a time can execute code inside monitor. So at a time only one process is able to enter inside the monitor. Once that process completes the operation, then only second process is able to enter inside that monitor. So this is the syntax of monitor. Monitor demo. So demo is nothing but the name of the monitor. So you may write any name, you may give any name to the monitor whichever you are declaring, like a class name. Again, a monitor is started with the help of curly brackets. So opening curly bracket, then you have to declare the variables, you have to declare the condition variables, and then you have to write the definitions of the procedures. So procedure P1, procedure P2, like that onwards, like Pn. And that is the closing bracket, closing curly bracket. So this is nothing but the syntax of monitor. So condition variables, two different operations are performed on the condition variables of the monitor. So that is wait and signal. So we discussed the wait and signal operation in case of semaphore. So same operations we are able to perform on the condition variables which we are declaring inside the monitor. let's say we have two condition variables, for example, condition X and Y. So two variables we are using X and Y as a condition variables. Then X dot weight, process performing weight operation on any condition variable are suspended. So the process who is performing weight operation, so it will be suspended based upon the condition X. So X and Y, these are treated as a conditions. So the suspended processes are placed in a block queue of that condition variable. So one condition may be there and there may be number of processes. So if that condition will be satisfied, then only that process is able to enter inside the monitor. Otherwise, that process have to just wait. Like that, each and every process you have to check that condition. If the condition is true, then only they are able to enter inside the monitor. Otherwise, they have to wait. So such processes are kept inside one of the queue or one of the list. In short, we can call it as a waiting list, which we discussed in case of semaphore. Then signal operation, X dot signal, when a process performs signal operation on the condition variable, one of the blocked process is given chance. That is X dot wait indicates that you have to wait because somebody is there inside the monitor. So once that somebody or that process comes out of the monitor, releases the monitor, then only you are able to enter inside the monitor. And when that second process is able to enter inside the monitor, whenever the signal operation will be performed, X dot signal. So process performs the signal operation on condition variable. One of the blocked processes given chance to enter inside the monitor. So if X block Q empty, so ignore signal, else resume a process from block Q. Okay, so this is the simple example of conditions, condition variables. So you may use the condition variables, or we may not be able to use condition variables. Only simple variables we can declare, like class, the concept of class which we have discussed in case of C++. So you have to declare the name of the class, you have to declare the variables, you have to declare the procedures, operations or methods which you want to perform on that variable. So simple, you may write monitor add variables, say A and B, int A and B, and you may write the procedure add AB, and to that add AB you may pass A and B, and inside that procedure, in the definition of that procedure, you can add these two variables and store the result to C and return the value of C. So that will be returned through that procedure. So like that, this is the concept of monitor. Further, advantages of monitor have the advantage of making parallel programming easier and less error prone than using techniques such as semaphore. So if you consider the semaphore implementation, it is somewhat like a C programming, that is a procedure oriented programming language. And if we consider the monitor, it is object oriented language like C++. So as compared to C is better, it is object oriented. So we are able to declare the variables, we are able to declare the type of variable, public, private, methods also. So that's why it is said that than semaphore, monitor is better to implement, or it is easy for implementation with the help of parallel programming languages, that is C++ and Java. And disadvantage of monitors have to be implemented as a part of programming language. The compiler must generate code for them. This gives the compiler the additional burden of having to know what operating system facilities are available to control access to critical sections in concurrent processes. So that is, it is somewhat a type of overhead on the operating system. So this is the disadvantage of monitor. So this is the simple concept of monitor. You can just write down. If you are having any doubt, you can ask. Yes, students. Hello, am I audible? Yes, students, are you listening to me? Hello. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so note it down. The next point from the chapter, that is monitor. So today very few students are listening, very few are responding. So I request all of you, respond me. Okay, so I will off my video so that you will be able to hear me properly. Now, is it proper? Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So note it down. The point monitor. It is also one of the synchronization tool like semaphore. So implementation of semaphore is somewhat difficult, but implementation of monitor is very simple because it looks like a concept of class in C++. So to declare the monitor, syntax of monitor is given over here. Note it down. The monitor is one of the way to achieve process synchronization. The monitor is supported by programming languages to achieve mutual exclusion between processes. So mostly we are able to implement monitor in case of Java, in case of C++. It is the collection of condition variables and procedures combined together in a special kind of module or a package called as a monitor. It's not our hardware monitor of computer. So it's the software or it is the solution to the critical section problem where we are declaring the condition variables and where we are declaring the procedures. So the processes running outside the monitor can't access the internal variables of the monitor, but they can call procedures of the monitor. And only one process at a time can execute code inside the monitor because they need to satisfy the mutual exclusion condition, which is the most important condition in case of synchronization. Hope everybody is noting it down. Write down the syntax of the monitor. Okay, syntax of the monitor demo is the name of the monitor. You may change the name of the monitor also. Then opening curly bracket, variables, condition variables. You can declare your own variables which you want to utilize inside the monitor. You may declare the condition variables also. Then procedure P1, procedure P2. Each procedure is started with the help of opening bracket and ended with the help of closing bracket. Then closing bracket of the monitor. This is the syntax of monitor. What is my condition variable? Two different operations are performed on the condition variables of the monitor. If you are using condition variables, you have to perform the wait and signal operations. So let's say we have two condition variables, condition X, condition Y, declaring variable. Wait operation X dot wait, process performing wait operation on any condition variable are suspended. So all such suspended processes are kept inside, placed inside one of the queue whose state is blocking, that is waiting state. So each condition variable is having its own queue. So based upon that condition, the variables are waiting. And once that condition is true, then the processes are able to enter inside the critical section, that is nothing but the monitor. Okay, so write down the wait operation, signal operation based upon the condition variable. Write the advantages and disadvantages. Advantages as compared to semaphore, it is simple for implementation. Hello, sir. माझ्याकडं आता ती गायकवाड, वाघमारे, अजय देशपांडे, पूजा सावंत. हो चौरे. झाले एवढेच आहेत, एवढेच. बर. मलाच कशाला देताय? बर ठीक आहे, द्या. ठीक, चांगले दिले. आपले स्टुडंटच आहे का गावंदरे? बर बर ठीक आहे, द्या द्या. ठीक. Okay, is it over, students? Advantages and disadvantages. Okay, can we proceed further? Yes. Yes, students, you are not responding. Hello. Hello, am I audible, students? Okay. So we'll proceed further to the last point of this chapter. Hope you have noted it down, everybody. Is it over? Advantages of monitor and disadvantages of monitor. Okay, so last point from this chapter, that is nothing but the classical problems of synchronization. So actually under classical problems of synchronization, so three real life problems are given. One is the actually I will not show any kind of notes over here. So we'll discuss. So first problem is nothing but the producer consumer problem. Okay, so already we discussed that problem. So what is producer consumer problem? So there may be more than one producer, there may be more than one consumer. So for example, producer P1, consumer C1, producer P2, consumer C2. So like that. So the item produced by producer P1 should consume by consumer C1. The item produced by producer P2 should consume by consumer C2. Like that, P3, C3, P4, C4, like that onwards. But in real life, it may happens that the item produced by P1 may consume by the consumer C2 or C3 or C4. So it may happens. Or the item produced by P1, item produced by P2 may be consumed by consumer C1. So like that, the proper communication is not going on. So actually expected thing is that P1 should produce and C1 should consume, P2 should produce, C2 should consume, but it may happens that C2 may consume the item of P1 and C1 may consume the item of P2. So it should not happen. So like for that purpose, we need to take the help of inter-process synchronization. right? We need to take the help of interprocess synchronization. So mostly in case of producer consumer problem, the first problem is producer consumer, which we discussed in case of critical section problem. So this is the first problem. Second problem, that is reader writer problem. So just you can just note it down. Three problems are there. First one, producer consumer problem. Second one, I hope you are noting it down. First one, producer consumer problem. Second one, reader writer problem. And third one, dining philosopher problem. Second one, reader writer problem. And third one, dining philosopher problem. Okay, so actually out of these three, so last that is only two we are going to discuss, because first we already know. So what is the producer consumer problem and how to provide the solution. So we need to design the constructs in such a way that the consumer C1 should consume the item produced by producer P1, or consumer C2 should consume the items produced by producer P2, like that onwards. So in case of reader writer, okay, so we all are acting as right now we are acting as a reader. So I have shared the screen, and on that screen I have shown one PDF file. So the file, that is syllabus.pdf, it is displayed in front of you, and you all are reading this file. You all are reading this file. So this is called as a readers. So there may be number of readers with respect to one file, but there should be only one writer at a time. So at a time there may be number of readers. एकाच वेळेस एक फाईल एकापेक्षा जास्त रीडर्स रीड करू शकतात. So we can allow n readers at a time to read the file, but when reading is going on, we can't allow writer. जर त्या फाईल मध्ये कोणाला राईट करायचं असेल, कोणाला ती फाईल मॉडिफाय करायची असेल, तर जर एखाद नंबर ऑफ रीडर्स जर रीड करत असतील, so we need to indicate that now somebody is going to write inside that file. So when a writer is activated, so only writer should write inside that file. At that time, other readers or other writers, they should not access that file. In the sense, if there are readers, no doubt you can share the file, no problem, we can share the file. So but if there are readers and writers, so we can't allow all these at a time to access that file. If writer is there, so reader can't access that file, readers can't read that file. So only writer is able to write inside that file. So for example, I will take the same example which I taken in the last lecture. So assume that you have opened one of the file in front of you, maybe Word file or PPT file, and you are trying to write that file, you are trying to copy that file on the disk or maybe in the pen drive. So it will not allow, because the file is open. So file is open, and already somebody, or who is that somebody? That somebody may be reader or maybe writer. So if somebody is already accessing that file, so that file may not be given for the saving purpose. So save operation over here is treated as a write operation, right? Or if you are typing something inside the file, it will be treated as a write operation. So we are treated as a writers. So like that, in case of reader writer problem, so what is the problem? At a time, more than one readers are allowed, but at a time, readers and writers, that is combination of readers and writers, are not allowed, right? एकाच वेळेस जर 100 रीडर्स असतील तर सगळे रीड करू शकतात, because it's the read operation. In case of reading operation, there is no problem. So we can't we should not apply the mutual exclusion. जेव्हा रीडिंग चालू असते तेव्हा आपण म्युच्युअल एक्सक्लुजन अप्लाय करू शकत नाही. असं म्हणू शकतो का आपण एक जण रीड करतोय, दुसऱ्याने रीड करायची नाही ती फाईल? नो. बट ऍट अ टाइम वी कॅन रीड मोर दॅन at a time more than one readers, they are able to read the file, but at a time readers and writers, they can't work on the same file. If writer is writing inside that file, so reader have to wait. Reader have to wait. Once the writing is over, then only reader is able to read that file. Or another writer, if another writer is there, so another writer have to wait till the first writer